Good morning. We are about halfway through this book, The Wayside School Beneath the Cloud of Doom. And it is by Louis Satcher, for those of you who are joining us. We are on chapter 15, and there are 30 stories in this book, so 15 is halfway there. And a little lesson on homophones. This has 30 stories, just like the building has 30 stories, but stories meaning two different things. All right, The Unbreakables is chapter 15. Got a little 4 different hands going there. It's bad enough when 2 friends fight. It's even worse when 3 friends pick on a 4th. I've been part of that before. Joe and John were best friends. Shut up, said Joe. You shut up, said John. Ronnie and Allison were best friends. May I borrow a pencil? Asked Allison. Here, stick it up your nose, said Rondi. These people are best friends? Maybe it was because they were worried and anxious about the cloud of doom looming above them. Maybe it was because their fingernails and toenails were growing too fast. For whatever reason, the longer everyone spent beneath the cloud, the crabbier they got. Mauricia, Joy, Dee Dee, and Ron were more than just best friends forever. Their friendship was so strong, they called themselves the Unbreakables. Every morning, they met before school by the flagpole. They had a special 4-handed shake. Each would hold out one hand, and they'd lock thumbs to pinkies. Then they'd raise and lower their hands 3 times and shout, Unbreakables, Unbreakables, Unbreakable! The lunch bell kaboinged 4 times, and the Unbreakables headed down the stairs together. I wonder what we're having today, Dee Dee said. Didn't you count the kaboings? Said Mauricia. Spaghetti and feetballs, said Joy. Ooh, I like those, said Dee Dee. You would, said Ron. They smell as bad as your feet. He held his nose. My feet don't stink, said Dee Dee. Joy held her nose too and said, Not to you, but everyone else. Mauricia and Ron laughed. They entered the cafeteria. Dee Dee took a tray and pushed it to Miss Mush. The lunch teacher handed her a plate of spaghetti topped with a foot-shaped meat patty. Dee Dee set the plate on her tray next to her history book. She was careful not to spill any feet sauce. Her half-finished homework was folded inside the book. It was due after lunch. She sat down with the others at one of the long tables. She cut off a piece of a feetball, swished it around in the sauce, and ate it. You eat the heel first? Asked Mauricia. So what's wrong with that? Asked Dee Dee. It's gross, said Ron. You're supposed to start with the toes. Who says? It's just how it's done, said Joy. Ask anyone. You don't know everything, Dee Dee said angrily as she shook her fork at her friends. A bit of sauce dropped on her paper. Now look what you did, she accused them. You did it yourself, said Joy. Dee Dee tried to wipe it up with her napkin, but that only made it worse. Now I have to start all over, she complained. Dee Dee remained in the cafeteria long after her friends left to go play. She still had one question to answer and one last toe to eat. It didn't seem fair that her friends were outside playing while she was stuck inside. Stupid Ron, she muttered. Stupid Mauricia, stupid Joy. They're the ones with stinky feet. When at last she finished, she put her dishes in the dish tray and dumped her trash. She hurried out of the lunchroom and down the stairs. Once outside, she saw them playing 3 square and wasn't sure if she even wanted to join them. Suddenly, her face filled with horror. Oh no, she called out. And then she pulled her hair with both hands. She didn't have her homework or her history book. She turned and ran back into the building. Miss Mush and Mr. Pepperator, were busy whipping the counter with dish rags when Dee Dee came rushing up them. Hi, Dee Dee. Did you want seconds? Miss Mush asked hopefully. We put everything away, but I'd be happy to heat up another plate. Out of breath, Dee Dee explained about her book and homework. Neither Miss Mush or Mr. Pepperator remembered seeing it. And I've already dumped all the trash, said Mr. Pepperator. There were 4 large dumpsters in the back of Wayside School. A pair of feet was sticking up out sticking out of one of them. Upside down, buried in the trash, Dee Dee tried to read every wrinkled, soggy piece of paper as she dug through half-eaten feet balls, strands of spaghetti, drippy milk cartons, apple cores, pickle slices, and who knows what else. Now the book is upside down. It's impossible! There's no way, she cried, because she's upside down. Then just when all hope seemed lost, a noise came from somewhere deep inside the dumpster next to her. Found it, called Ron. Rustling sounds could be heard from inside the other two dumpsters as well. Hooray, said Mauricia. Wow, what a relief, shouted Joy, because they're all upside down in the different trash cans looking for Dee Dee's homework. Yes, there were 6 other feet sticking up from the dumpsters. They were the Unbreakables. Not even the Cloud of Doom could destroy their friendship. But that was only the first test. The ultimate test was still to come.